Hey guys, guess what? I saw Santa when I was 6. Alright, now as far as Santa goes, you guys may know that when you were little, you remembered where your parents would be like, "Don't worry, Santa will bring you lots of presents, but we're gonna have to make sure to bring him lots of cookies and milk." You guys get the gist of that story, and him coming down the chimney, delivering the presents, he knows when you're awake, knows, you know, what is that, naughty and nice list thing? Yeah. No lie, guys, I gotta, there's this little story I have. It was when I was 6, living back in New York, and we were living in an apartment. So I remember we set up the Christmas tree, everything is all good, lights are up and whatever, and like they're just showing Christmas shows, and they're showing Grandma got ran over by a reindeer. And so one thing that I really enjoyed about it was that the show, it's just this thing about the show that just made me love it so much. So after the show finishes, we head back to our room, and we're getting ready to go to sleep, and we're like, oh man, so like, what's gonna happen? Like, this is the time where I actually believed in Santa, and I'll also tell you guys something later on about that. But it was a time where I actually believed in Santa. So we go back to sleep, and then I wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, oh man, I'm tired, man. I wonder if Santa delivered the presents. So I go to the living room, and I check, and I just look to see in the corner, and I don't see anything. I don't see any presents. I'm like, oh my gosh, like why? Like why even bother? Right? So I just go back, and then I go back to my room, and I look up, and no lie, guys, like I'm just like, you know what? I don't feel like sleeping. Let me just look out the window. I look up in the sky, and I think, was it a new moon or a full moon? I think it was I don't remember. What is it called? New moon or full moon? But seriously, guys, I look up in the sky, look up at the moon, and oh my god, this is legit, guys. This is legit. I see reindeers, Santa flying over the moon. Like, it was like their shadow, their silhouette is on the moon, like just moving. And I'm like, whoa, this is legit. And I'm so excited. I'm like, oh man, you know, I'm going back to sleep. The next morning, there's gonna be presents under the Christmas tree. It is gonna be lit. So I go and then head back to sleep. And then next morning I wake up, and as we go, me and my sisters, we head to the living room. We see that there's presents there. It's like this thing, like this feeling that you get, like Santa came, and we don't even have a chimney, but still, like. And I looked at the cookies and the milk, and I see like it was bitten a little. I was like, oh my gosh, I saw Santa. And I told my sisters about it, and like at the time, and they didn't believe me. I think, yeah, I told my sister, the one before me, I told her about it, but I mean, at the time, like, we're kids, so like, meh. She's like 4, so she was 4 at the time, so I was like, meh. And now, even when I tell them today, they just think they just think I was drunk on eggnog or something. But I mean, who knows? Let's see. Now, as far as everything goes, another story was that Coke. We used to have this thing called Coke Party, where we would go once a year. This was like a week before Christmas, and every week before Christmas, we go to Coke Party. My dad's a Coca-Cola manager, so like it was just a cool little freebie thing we can go to. And this Coke Party thing, where there was food, there was like games, and then there was little areas where you can go to, so you can have fun. There was like a little golf course. There was like this what did it called? There was one time there was this huge slide, like you can just slide down. Like, imagine an inflatable slide. And then there was a bounce house too. There was a bounce house in there, and you'd have to take off your shoes, and then you can only have your socks in there and just keep bouncing. And then we could all only be in there for like 3 minutes each. And so at the end of these Coke parties, there's raffles. And these raffles, I was so excited about. They give you the ticket, it has a number, it was like 00598 or whatever. And so they give me and my family tickets. And now we have these tickets and we're like, oh man, let's see who's gonna win. So now the guy is announcing, he calls everybody all the way to the front. This is like maybe 100 people there. He calls everybody to the front, everybody's like gathered, it's almost like a little crowd. And he's up on the podium and he's talking about, alright, now we're gonna go ahead and give away these prizes. Now, to let you guys know, some of these prizes were boof. When I say boof, it was like bikes. There was like, who knows? I think there was even a stove or something, and like utensils or whatever. But the thing that caught my attention was a PS3, a 360, a Wii, and like a whole bunch like stereo systems, like anything that had like electronics, cameras, and whatever. Those were drew my attention. So I was like, wow, I need to win one of those. And then there were like a couple other toys. And the guy is calling the raffles. And if you guys ever done raffles, the guy, like, you just get this weird pressure. Like, everybody's like, I hope it's me. I hope I get choose. And then that you get that one person, like the announcer. He's a scumbag for it. You got that one person next to you who gets called and it wasn't you, or like you were one number short away. If your ticket was like 00598 and he goes 00598 and you're like, are you serious? I'm like, come on. Alright, enough of that. So he calls a few prizes and whatever, and he gives away a few toys. He even gave away the camera, and he gave away the 360, and now there's like the PS3, and there's what else? And then there was a few other electronics. And then my youngest sister won this one. So they called the numbers and they're like, all right, let's go. Okay, who's gonna win this next one? It's gonna be a Hot Wheels truck set. I'm like, I don't care for it. Even if I do win, I don't mind. And the guy's like this: 0, 0, 5, 9, 0. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Nobody gets the number. And now this time, he goes again: 0, 0, 5, 7, 6. And then we're like, whoa, who won? And then my dad, oh my gosh, it was so terrible. My dad, he holds up the ticket, and then after, he's like, oh, we got one. It was for my little sister. She was like maybe 4 or 5 at the time. And then they go up and get the Hot Wheels. The Hot Wheels. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? She won Hot Wheels. And I'm like, whatever. And at the time, I'm the type who, like, if I don't win, I'll be so upset. I'm like, I wasted my time. Why am I even at this party? And after she wins, we're like, congratulations, who cares? All right, so, and they called next prizes, and, I don't win. They don't call 00598 who cares? But I don't end up winning, and a year later, we go back to Coke party, and guess what? She wins again. She wins a Monopoly board, and honestly, I don't even know how to play the Monopoly. Like, it wasn't even that interesting to me. But, who cares? I mean, that was pretty cool. I went home sad, but, still. It was pretty neat. The food was good. But after a while, they just stopped doing Coke party after a while. Some rules changed, but if they still had it, I probably wouldn't go there for the prizes. I'd go there for the food. If it's food, it's for me. Alright, so another thing that I've had is friends. We all have that one friend who brags about stuff they have or stuff they're going to get for Christmas. So now we have this one friend at our table at school during lunch, and he talks about getting all these stuff. He's like, oh man, I'm getting myself a new iPhone 6. I'm getting myself a new laptop. Man, it's gonna have so much RAM, so much gigabytes. Oh my gosh, the processor. Oh man, the motherboard. Oh man, it looks amazing. So, like, he's the type where he lies and he tells the truth sometimes. So it's like we can't really tell, but we just call him a liar. So, let's call him Pinocchio. So this guy, he goes ahead and tells us all about this whole saying, oh yeah, I'm getting an iPhone 6, I'm getting an iPhone 6, I'm getting a whole bunch of stuff. And then we're like, well, cool, good luck with that, because we don't really take him seriously. So, oh, it wasn't an iPhone 6, this was an iPhone 5, this was like 2 years back, talking about getting an iPhone 5, and we don't really believe him, and then we talk about what we're getting for Christmas, and I'm like, I don't know, probably getting $5, $10, maybe $50, who cares? And then my friends talk about what they're getting, and then this guy, he's like, oh, don't worry, I'll show you guys, I'll get an iPhone 5. The next day, he comes to school, an iPhone 5 with this neat case, and I'm like, wow, he was telling the truth. And he tells us, I told you guys, and this was like after the break, so it was like New Year's, like right after New Year's. And he brings his laptop, and he's like, oh man, I am so awesome. And honestly, I'm a jelly bean at the time, so I'm like, oh, who cares, man? I could get that too. And in my head, no way can I get that. But yeah, it was okay. And as far as friends goes, I always got that gist. You know how you get older and you start to realize Santa's not real. Well, I mean, I wasn't really told Santa wasn't real. I just got the gist from my friends that Santa wasn't real. They'd be like, oh man, I remember this was like 6th and 7th grade when I was clean, I was innocent, or I didn't pay no mind to like stupid stuff. And my friends were talking about, oh man, I'm getting this and this for Christmas. I'm like, well, you better be on Santa's nice list. And like when that month, like when December comes, I'm like an angel in my house. So my friends, they'd always say, oh, I'm getting this, and they say they're gonna buy it. No, what do you mean you're gonna buy it? What are you talking about? Santa's gonna bring it. And then, like, I didn't really say that out loud, but I just thought about it in my head. But then after a while, you just get this gist that Santa's not real. He's not real. It's your parents. Your parents are Santa. I'm sorry to any kids. I looked at my channels. I looked at my channel demographics, and everybody's above the age of 13 to like, I don't know, 40. So we're good. I apologize if you still thought Santa was real, but he's not. But who knows? Maybe he is real. Maybe he's in the sky up there somewhere. But me and Grandpa still do believe. Dun dun dun. So until next time, stealth out.